The Vostura Pony is an enhancement framework for SAP Cloud ALM. Today we'll look how mandatory field checks are used and can be easily configured in SAP Cloud ALM. To keep processes consistent in SAP Cloud ALM, you basically can rely on manual reporting. But what if you could use proactive consistency checks? With the help of Pony, consistency checks and rules, such as mandatory fields, can be easily set up. To show this, we go into the requirement search, open an already created requirement, click the Edit button, and then scroll down to the Additional Information. Once we reach the fields of the requirement, we see that the scope and the company code are marked in red as mandatory fields, and the Save and Save and Close buttons are grayed out. This means I can't save any changes here until the mandatory fields have been filled in. We do this for the scope first, selecting Custom here, and for the custom field Company Code, which was also added by Pony, we choose a company code. Now we see that the fields are no longer marked in red, and the Save and Save and Close buttons are available again. We save and close the requirement. Now see that the fields are filled in and can continue working on our requirement. The whole thing is set up in no time at all, with the help of the Pony administration. To do this, we go back to the Launchpad, jump into the Administration tab, open the Pony administration, and find the Rules tile here. We open the Rules tile and, at the bottom of the rules, find the rule that the scope is mandatory, as well as the rule that the company code is mandatory. To see how such a rule is structured, let's switch to the Edit mode of this rule. In the first step we find what should be validated, the object requirement. Which field is required, the company code. The second step is to define when and what the rule applies to. In our case, it applies to the Save and Close and the Save button. In addition, we could add further conditions. For example, that this rule only applies to a specific project, or only if a certain work stream is used. On top of that, in Step 3, we could also configure who is affected and can define that the rule only applies to specific roles. In our case, it applies only to the developer. Finally, we give the rule a name and enable the rule. In addition, on the right-hand side, we find a Help section that again shows how the rule works and what the details of the rule are. After clicking Apply, the rule is activated. Then, when we return to SAP Cloud ALM, our fields are marked as mandatory. As explained at the beginning, in our case, without filling in scope and custom code, a requirement can no longer be saved. Today we've seen how to use and configure mandatory field checks in SAP Cloud ALM. In our next session, we'll look at how to make fields display only.
Use the QR code to learn more on our website.